Starting event is going on. Hey guys, welcome to the Ask Willie and Eugene Business Show. So welcome to another.
Hello everybody.
Welcome everyone. If you are just joining on, just type in the comments there that you just joined on. And if this is your first time that you're joining, if we have any new attendees, please just type it in as the first time that you're joining. So welcome everyone, welcome to another episode of the Business Show. And today we have decided that we are going to do a bit of a tutorial. So we'll give you 2 minutes in a second to grab a pen and paper. So everyone needs to grab a pen and paper so that you can write down. We're going through a bit of a practical exercise today. So really looking forward to that. We thought that every time we interview someone, it's nice to hear from other people and motivational stories. At some point, we actually need to take action as well. So it's important that we take action and that we put the stuff that we learned, the new information, we actually implement it. So there's that saying, education without application is entertainment. So it's cool to be entertained. At the same time, we need to apply what we've learned. So welcome everyone.
Stefan, welcome.
Do you want to maybe just take, so I mentioned to everyone that there is a competition up for grabs. So as you know, we are getting sponsors in for the show. We're starting to get a few sponsors. So Willie, take us through that quick.
Cool guys, like our purpose with the show is just to reach as many people as that we can, and we've started to get sponsors and so forth, and we're starting with today. We've got our first, our second sponsor, and it's guys from Cape Agulhas, and they've got a beautiful self-catering unit there on the southernmost tip of South Africa, and we're going to be raffling a prize today for everyone that stays until the end. So please stick with us until the end. And then guys, in order for us to take the show as far as possible and reach as many people as that we can, we are looking for sponsors. So if you would like to become part of this and help us to reach as many people as possible, please reach out to myself or to Eugene, and let's see if we can work together in order to change as many lives as possible.
Yeah, awesome. And you guys would have seen on the WhatsApp group, so everyone that's part of our mastermind, I think most of the people are part of the mastermind. If there's someone that's not part of the mastermind, also reach out to us so we can let you know how you can join. It's a one-off fee of $750, and then you become part of the mastermind group, and you get all our courses on how to build sales funnels and set up your automation, build your e-commerce store, and then, like I say, most importantly, become part of our mastermind, next level tribe. So really cool people in there. So welcome guys. We are gonna kick off as well with a slide that I've built.
Before you carry on, Eugene, 2 minutes, just give everyone a rundown about our big competition. We've got a lot of entries for that, so we're starting to take us through that.
So we have got the competition. Everyone knows about the competition. It's only available for the guys that's part of our mastermind group. So if you want to win that, you need to be part of our mastermind group, unfortunately. We've only received about 20 entries, guys. So we're about 60 or 70 people in our mastermind group now. So for the rest of the guys, if you haven't submitted your entry yet, please do so. We're going to choose 5 final contestants or entries that we're going to talk about on the next show, and then we're going to ask the audience to vote. I know Ingrid also mentioned last week on the show, Willie, or the week before, that she wants to partner on that as well. So we must just reach out to her and connect with her. That's a really cool prize to win. Myself and Willie have set ourselves a target or a goal, is that we believe we can double any small business in the space of 12 months, double or triple any small business in the space of 12 months. That would involve coaching and consulting, and it would involve getting our team. So as you guys know, we've got a team that runs our digital marketing section, that we do digital marketing for corporates and stuff. So we're going to get that team involved. And then we've got an IT team and we've got an accounting team. So we're going to get all those guys involved. The entire prize is valued at 150,000 Rand for our consulting. We're going to rebuild your websites, rebuild your sales channels, set up your marketing campaigns, and then myself and Billy's going to coach you through that 12 months. And we believe we can double or triple any small business. So if you're doing like $1 million or 2 or 3 million a year turnover, that is kind of the business that we're looking for. And anything below that, we think we can double or triple within the space of a couple of months. So that's the goal that we've set ourselves. So we're looking for anything that we can work with to show that coaching actually works. If you apply coaching correctly and if you find the right, so there's a thing that they call coachability. Not every person is capable of being coached. Regardless how good the coach is, if your mindset isn't at a level where you can be coached, where you can take new information, where you are open to receive a different way of thinking and understand that the business is a reflection of you. So you need to sort out what's going on in your head for the business to take it up to the next level. So there's multiple levels of business, which we'll also discuss in one of our business shows. There's actually a process behind scaling a business. So myself and Willie wants to show that any business with the right coaching and the right team in place can double or triple in the space of 12 months.
I think that's the most important thing is your mindset.
Yeah. The mindset of the entrepreneur, biggest difference. The biggest thing that needs to happen for you to become successful is you need to start. You need to take action. Once you start, the second biggest factor is the mindset. What is your mindset? What's your limiting beliefs? What's your blind spots? What's your money blueprint? And all those type of things. So cool, guys. That is our competition. So we're reaching the final stages of it. We need another few entries before we're going to make a decision. And then we want to take 5 contestants, which we're going to put out on our WhatsApp group. And then you guys can vote for who you think we should be coaching and mentoring through that process. Super excited. So, excited. Grab a pen and paper. Does everyone have a pen and paper? Just comment there. Yes. Get a pen and paper. I've got mine here next to me as well. So let's
start.
Yeah, so for those who don't know us yet, I am Eugene van der Merwe, and this is my business partner, Willie van Dijk. So we've got other businesses together as well. And EHQ is our way of giving back to the community, helping small businesses, the small businesses that can't afford to pay 15 or 20 or 30 grand for professional services or pay a 10 grand retainer or whatever the case may be. This is for that type of business that we can deliver that same value. The only way we can do that is to do it in mass. We can't help people one-on-one at this price. So this is our way of giving back, and this is our business show, because we found that there isn't really a business show catered for specific type of entrepreneurs. So this is our way of giving back, and our business is Entrepreneur HQ, where our goal is to connect and inspire digital entrepreneurs, helping companies use tech to scale their businesses and get up to date with the tech space. I mean, everything's moving into this tech space. A lot of businesses in South Africa they're really slow to adopt new technology and adopt new ways of doing stuff. So that's what myself and Willie want to do, is we want to inspire and help entrepreneurs to adopt this tech. And the easiest way to do that is to connect them. And we found through a mastermind group. So myself and Willie belong to a few mastermind groups. Hey, Willie?
Yeah.
I mean, the impact of those is massive.
Yeah, no, like you say, we say a lot, as entrepreneurship is quite a lonely journey, you know. And what I found within the mastermind, one is you actually had someone to listen to you. I think my wife's sick and tired of listening to all the stuff that I talk about when it comes to entrepreneurship. And then it's just how much you can learn from other people. You know, all of us as a collective know something that the other person does not know. So go out there, be open, and just learn from other people. I mean, we belong to a lot of mastermind groups. We've got our own mastermind groups that we manage. And, you know, we actually learn from our own community. That's how cool this is. And that's that's so super.
You comment of Sonia. You have smiles like you stole biscuits today. In a good
Maybe
group,
we did.
I'm super excited to be. It's always so cool connecting with our. You're stoked cut. Yeah, really to connect with our tribe and to connect with our audience. It's super cool. I mean, it's just such a cool group of people that we got together. The comments and how you guys uplift each other and how you support each other in our mastermind group is really awesome. It inspires me to provide more value and to figure out ways of providing more value. So it's really cool to be here. I love you guys, and it's awesome to be part of the group. I learn just as much as you guys do, and constantly pushing ourselves to figure out ways of delivering more value. So let's get into it. Who has heard of a sales funnel? Who knows what is a sales funnel?
In the comments box.
Do you know, yes or no? Do you know? Other side. Where's your camera? Comments box this side. You're pointing to me. So in the comments, you can type in there, do you know what a sales funnel is? Yes or no? We are going to talk about sales funnels. So really, you decrease the comments and the questions that we get most often is, how do I acquire new leads? And once I acquire new leads, how do I upsell them into something? But in the main thing is when someone tries to sell online or in person. So a sales funnel works whether you're selling online or in person. There's no difference.
Yep. Any business.
So well, maybe I'll ask you, Willie, what's some of the biggest mistakes that you see when someone tries to obtain a new client?
So I think one of the biggest mistakes that I see is people or business guys go through the following process.
Some funny comments.
So one of the biggest mistakes I see people make, and I've made all of those mistakes myself, is first of all, whether you start a business or online business doesn't really matter. You think you just going to create a company, and by the next day you're going to have a lot of work, and that's really not the truth. And then you go to the next step, because then you need a platform, whether it's e-commerce or services. You get this platform, and you think by the next morning you're going to have all this business, and then that does not happen. And then you continue researching, and then you get to this thing called digital marketing. And then you think, I'm going to do digital marketing and I'm going to have so much business the next morning. And that is, once again, people get so frustrated after that process because I've done everything. That's what I've been told. And the problem is people try and marry their clients on the very first date. That is the biggest problem that we see. So you've got the system, you're doing the digital marketing. And the reason why that happens is we've not been taught anything else. And one of the bigger problems in life that we've got is even the marketers in South Africa, or the ones that I've met, majority of them don't actually know how to build a sales funnel. And what is a sales funnel? So think about it, if the normal, the funnel. So it's wide at the top and it goes down to the bottom. And that's really what a sales funnel is. So you get a lot of leads coming in at the top, and you need to nurture those people down to becoming like loyal raving fans. And that is what you achieve by building a sales funnel. So sales funnels can get quite complex. Eugene, we had a discussion this week about, can you hear me?
There's a funnel in at every shopping center when you're on the way to the till.
Exactly. So that's the upsell funnel, right? So so you go there, and by the time you reach the end of the line, you've doubled your shopping cart, and that's exactly what upsell is. So the problem is only like 10% of leads that hits your website or wherever you send them are actually ready to buy. The question is, what do you do with the other 90%? And the reason why that happens is that consumers are really in three types of states when they visit your website. So the first state is, they call it sidewalk. So people buy from you when they've got a problem. They've got a problem and you've got a solution, and you're going to sell it to them. The reason why that 90% don't buy from you from the start is simply they are in different buying states. So the guy that's on the sidewalk, he doesn't even know that he's got a problem. So he goes to your website, he looks at the stuff, and he goes. The guy that's in the slow lane, he knows he's got a problem, so he's starting to look for solutions, but he's really not ready to solve his problem. The guys that buy from you, that 10%, those are the guys that's really got a problem, and they know that they've got a problem. So where a lot of guys spend too much money on marketing is they've got this universal ad campaign which goes to everyone. People hit your thing, they don't buy from you, and now that 90% that's not bought from you are lost. And a sales funnel is really just a process to move your leads from the top of the funnel to the middle of the funnel to the bottom of the funnel, and that's really what a sales funnel is. So,
couple of things. Sorry, Willie, carry on.
No, that's basically it. Look, it can get very complicated. I think, Eugene, and maybe in one of our Zoom sessions in our mastermind, we can actually go out and show guys how technically you build this thing. But I mean, I don't want to complicate it too much.
Zoom session is next week or the week after that. So everyone that's part of our mastermind, when we do the Zoom session, we actually going to build out the sales funnels. That's what we're going to do in our next private Zoom session. And then we're going to pick someone and then work through the funnel. So a couple of things that you need to write down. The first one is the purpose of a sales funnel is to build credibility. Someone only purchases from you after they've either been referred. If it's cold traffic, then there's a process where you have to build credibility. They have to notice you between 5 and 7 times before they're actually going to make a transaction. So purpose number one is build credibility. So as Willie mentioned, they want to, a lot of the ads that we see is an ad that goes up that says, I'm an electrician, here's my services, pick one and phone me. You asking your potential customer to phone you is just never going to work. The second part is that cold traffic that comes through your sales funnel, they're not immediately going to go for your most expensive package. So if you think about it, when you first did your first online purchase on Amazon or Takealot or something, you are not going to purchase a product of 100,000 Rand. You are going to purchase a product of 10 Rand or 20 Rand or 100 Rand. And then as you see, oh, I'm getting my product, I'm moving through the process, then you're going to slightly increase the spend that you use. The same with your customer. So the mistake we see quite often is that potential guys that market their services online, or the first time you go see a customer, you want to sell your most expensive package. If they're phoning you and they know what their problem is and they're already at the purchasing stage, then that's fine. That's a different story. I'm talking about new customers that's coming in, cold traffic that says, I have heard about you. I don't really have a problem at this point in time, but I'm interested in working with you. What is your first product that you sell them? So the first thing to write down is credibility. The purpose of a sales funnel is build credibility. The second most important thing in a sales funnel is how do you convert a lead into a buyer? This is the crucial step. How do you get them to transact that first time? What is the first process that they have to transact with? So,
and can I add something there, Eugene?
Go for it.
That transaction doesn't necessarily have to be a monetary value. You can give away something of high value, but wouldn't cost them anything. That's also a transaction. And that's all you really want to do is you want someone to take that initial step to go into this sales funnel so that you can then nurture them through the process. Yeah, continue.
Yeah. So that is exactly what a sales funnel is the first step. So first one, build credibility. Second one, convert a lead into a buyer. that also doesn't necessarily have to be your own product. You can sell someone else's product. I was at a company that does electricity, so we built a funnel for them. So quite a large company. They couldn't sell or create an entry-level product. I ended up helping them, and we took a multimeter. So it's an electricity company. We took a multimeter that we got for dirt cheap and sold it at cost price. The amount of traffic we got because of that, and I think something like 7% of the guys that bought that moved on to the next stage. Considering what they spent and what their high-end package was, man, that was a massive, massive win for them. So can you understand that you don't have to sell your own product, and it has to be something of low value that's an easy switch over. It needs to be a non-struggling decision, if I can say it that way. They shouldn't have any resistance to make that transaction. What I've done is, so as you guys know, I've got the coaching business, my coach as well. So I've got a sales funnel in my coaching business that I am going to share with you that will maybe give you a bit more in-depth knowledge or maybe a practical experiment. Go for it, Willie.
Eugene, just before we jump into that, the practical example.
Okay.
Once again, hello.
Yes.
Yeah. So before we jump into the practical example, other thing that we see quite often is guys start off with digital marketing, and they've got their funnel built and so forth. They go out there, and the first ad they do is they target literally everyone in South Africa, in every town, in every nook and cranny of this country,
niching
with
yourself.
all sorts of interests. How important is a client avatar for purposes of driving traffic with digital marketing into this online funnel of yours?
Yeah. So I'm just struggling now with that slide. That slide doesn't want to update. Let me just try and reload it. That is one of the areas that I struggle with the most when I first take on a coaching client. They come in and they don't understand that reducing the size of your market that you want to target actually increases your entire customer base. So being able to niche yourself is vital. Once you niche yourself, then you can understand who is your ideal client. What is the purpose of a business? So the goal of a business is to make a profit. The purpose of a business is to find and keep customers. Any business, the main function of a business is you solving a problem. Someone has a problem, you have a solution to it, they have to pay a profit for you to be able to deliver that service or deliver the solution to the problem. That's a business, guys. In a nutshell, that's a business. There's a problem, solution, deliver it at a profit. That's a business. If you can figure that out, you have a viable business. Now, the biggest obstacle in crossing that is we try and solve 1 million problems. Yep. And we never become known to that we are experts in that one particular area. So how do we bridge that gap? Is we go and choose which one of the problems we can solve the best. Which one of those problems are we experts in? Once we find that particular problem, then we can provide a solution at a profit. And then we can understand who is our ideal customer. So it's called a customer avatar. Once you discover your customer avatar, then you know how old are they? Where do they stay? What is their buying habits? Where do they hang out? What platforms do they use? What are other interests of theirs? Then you can really customize your audience. Then instead of having to show your ad or do a presentation or cold call, whatever sales tactic you use, phoning 100 people to close one potential lead, now you can phone 5 people and close 4 out of the 5 deals. So the time that you put in versus the output is massive. And that is a big problem. Define your customer avatar. I would suggest give them a name. So give them a name like Eugene or Sonia or what. Give them a name, Michelle. So my name is Michelle. Willem. If my ideal customer is Michelle, where does she hang out? Who does she transact with? Who's her friends? What is her interest? if you properly go and define that customer, then you can target the exact specific person. Your costs on Facebook, Instagram, and those sort of things, what platform to use. Now you go down from targeting 18 to 65-year-olds that live in South Africa to I want to target 25 to 35-year-old females that lives in the Gauteng region that's got a specific purchasing behavior, who's also interested in wedding dresses. I'm a wedding venue, so they should have these interests. Maybe they're interested in babies or whatever. Through that, you can then upsell them into different products. Go and define your customer avatar. Who is your ideal customer? Who is your ideal customer avatar?
And when it gets to digital marketing as well, that's actually one of the things, the key, the interest when you start selecting your audience, you'll be able to marry those two together. And it's just going to make it so much easier for you to actually push quality leads to your funnels. Other thing is, guys, have these vanity metrics. I've got so many people visiting, but the reality, if you don't have quality leads that comes into the system, then you're kind of just wasting your money. That's the reality. Cool. Yeah, we've got a lift off, Eugene.
Isn't working, so I'm just sharing my screen. I just want to move the camera to the top left. Cool. So this is my coaching business funnel. This will give you an idea. So the first process of closing your funnel is you need to generate traffic. Now that's a whole different discussion, and we'll have a discussion on that. We'll have one of our Zoom sessions on how to different tactics that we use to generate leads. The first part is, what can you give away of high perceived value that is free or low cost? Myself and Willie, for example, most of the guys that's part of our mastermind group, the first thing we give away is our time and our knowledge. So we do that by using a webinar as a gateway for us to be able to deliver our content. So we go for a webinar where we deliver a certain type of content. We give away our time, which is valued, myself and Willie's time, at 1,500 Rand or 1,800 Rand an hour. So that's valued at 3,500 Rand to have our time. Then the second part is our knowledge. We've spent how many years building up this knowledge. So the next part is we give away our knowledge. So what is something that you have of value that is high value or high perceived value that you can give away for free or low cost? From there, you've built up some sort of credibility. Now, people buy from people, so write this down, KLT. Know, like, and trust. How do you get them to firstly know you? What is the process of getting a customer to know you? We do it through digital marketing. We do it through our stuff that we put online, through our webinars, through our business show. I mean, we've got multiple mediums where we're building up trust and credibility over a long period of time. In 2 years from now, we are a lot more known than what we will be today because of the amount of content we put out. So how do you get people to know you? How do you get people to like you? Is decide who's your customer avatar. Not every person likes the way we deliver value. There's guys who wants a specific type of presentation. There's someone that wants a specific people interact. If you, for example, Willie, you're in London as well. We travel all the way to London. What do we end up doing?
Catering with South Africans.
We go with the rest of the South Africans at the South African bar.
Yeah, stay with South Africans, work for South Africans.
So you go all the way to experience a different culture in a different country, and you end up living with South Africans, working with them, having a beer with them. So people end up buying from people that they know, like, and trust. So how do you get them to like you? Is to find people with the same values that you have. Then the next step is trust you. How do you get them to trust you? Is the process of building credibility through a sales funnel.
Yep.
So sell them something small, deliver value. Next time, if they buy something, they know, listen, I know these guys. They keep delivering value, or we try to. Hopefully we do. But we deliver value. I mean, for $750, guys, the value that we deliver, I think, is pretty damn good. There's not another place that you are going to be able to get that type of value. So now we deliver value. The next time we have a product that's at a high value, the chances of you purchasing that product is a lot higher because we're building up trust. Know, like, and trust. KLT. How do you do the same Share sheet on group. Yeah, Sonia, I'll share the group after the thing. I'll send it on the WhatsApp group. Maybe tomorrow morning I'm going to my girlfriend's house for some dinner. So maybe tomorrow morning. So if you look at my sales funnel, let's quickly run through it. Sorry, Willie, something you want to add there? Have I explained it properly from know, like, trust?
You've covered you've literally covered everything. And just one thing that I want to say, if you set up this sales funnel correctly, it's going to help you to drastically scale your business, because the reality is you can't speak to everyone that comes into your funnel. And by setting it up in this way, you can. It's the scalability of. Personally, I don't think you can scale a business if you don't have a proper sales funnel. But that's my opinion, Eugene. I don't know what's your opinion. But I mean, I've seen the advantage of this. I mean, the people that you can touch or speak to by just using this flow. It's amazing. I honestly, I don't know why digital marketers don't actually sell this stuff to their clients. I don't know. It is just beyond my head.
Yeah, definitely. So just one other thing, guys. I see there's quite a few private messages coming through that's actually meant for the group, not for us. If you look at the bottom, there's an option to say send to everyone or send to private. If you want to send private, you're welcome to. Just check that when you send another message for the group that it's set on send to everyone. So we'll share this on our private WhatsApp group for everyone. Is there someone, are there guys on here that's not part of our mastermind group yet? Just reach out to us and we'll let you know how to get through to that. Okay, so the first part is, this is my coaching funnel. So I generate traffic through Facebook leads, through blogs that I write. I write some blogs for other industries and stuff as well. I've done stuff for JT Magazine. I'm interviewing now on eBuzz Radio. That I know Annika's on here, so they found me from a book. We must actually have Bertus's book. We'll share a link of Bertus's book. So he's part of a group that we have, Afrineers. So it's myself, him, Willie and Chappies. And Bertus was actually one of my coaching clients. He was one of my first coaching clients 3-4 years ago, and still coaching today. And he wrote a book. So through that, he asked me to write a section in the book. So there's so many different ways where you can generate leads. It's not just online. You have to think about it outside the box. So the first part is generate leads. Once you've generated your lead, what is your first conversion? So there's an ebook that I sell, there's online courses that we sell. So a lot of this is similar for EHQ as well. Yep. I've got business plan templates and stuff that I set up myself that I sell. Marketing strategies, sales funnels. And then I've got an online booking where you can do, for example, a 30-minute free coaching call that I used. I stopped it now because it just takes up too much of my time. And the conversion is only about 15%. A lot of the traffic that comes through there isn't my ideal customer. So that didn't work out too great. It definitely worked. Not for the type of customer. I only coach a certain level of entrepreneur. So next step up is a digital course. So now they did their first free, then a low cost. Now we're moving up into a bit higher cost, which is $750. You see, I don't jump from $250 to $2.5.
Extremely important.
Yeah. So in time IT, the jumps is a lot higher, but there we deal with 50 to 100 user companies. We don't really deal with companies under 50 users. So that is a much higher. So it depends what your customers pay for and what their friction is and all that sort of stuff. For this case, most businesses are the smaller range businesses, so that's why we've kept it at this. Then our next step up is a recurring product. So my mastermind, online mastermind groups that I run, ranges, they currently at about $550 for the online mastermind group. And then the in-person mastermind group where we meet up once a month for about 2.5 hours is $1,500 a month. So that's my 2 next level. Do you see how it increases in price? The top level, so write this down. The first one is show you. The next level is do it with you. The next level is do it for you. So that's the 3 levels. As you move down the sales funnel, your customer gets more of your what? Comment there in the comments. As you move down, what they pay more, what do they get for the high price that they pay? They get more of your comments in the comments, and I'll tell you if you're right. My next one is then I start coaching corporates. I coach a lot of leadership teams, executive teams. I've got coaching at a company tomorrow from 8 until 12:30 for corporates, and they pay me R2,500 an hour where I coach the executive teams. Yeah, you guys are clever. They get more of your. The more time they want, the higher the price is. Time is your most valuable asset. There isn't something more valuable than your time. So as they move down, how do they get more of your time? Go for it, Billy.
And that's actually just for interest's sake, is how do you scale time? You make it more valuable.
Yeah.
Cool.
So this is how we scale our time. So the next step is corporate clients. So tomorrow's session, 2,500 for about 4 hours, 5 hours. But now they're starting to move up into the next level. That's why I coach the exec team and I coach in the management team. The next step up is one-on-one coaching. So I've got a 6 months package that's 18,500 Rand. So it's about 15,000 for my time. And then there's profiles and stuff that you have to do. Total cost comes, sorry, I thought it was my spelling. I was like, where's my spelling mistake? Nina! One-on-one coaching, that is 18,500 Rand for 6 months coaching package. So that works out to about 1,200 an hour. So it's basically a 2 to 3 hour scoping session where we plan out. That's your first month. And then after that, you get 2 hours a month that I do one-on-one coaching with you. And then there's in-between session stuff. And then there's 18,500. Out of those guys, let's say there's 10 out of them. 1 out of them are going to go into elite coaching. That is where you get a lot more of my personal time. It's half-day stuff. You get discounts on all the other things. You then become part of a group of 5 people. So it's only like the high-level guys that's part of this group. And this is where myself and Willie are part of groups as well. Some of those things, Rogers, Crystal Circles, 280,000 Rand a year. So that's what you pay for mastermind groups and coaching and that sort of stuff. So our one's 45,000 Rand. We only take on 5 clients at a time, though, at that one. So it's 6 months package. Most of those guys renew every time. And it's a different type of entrepreneur that gets to that level over. The way they think, the way they take action, it's a different type of person. And that's why we kept it in that small, or why we want to keep it in the small group, because those type of guys, they want to hang out with guys that's on a lower level. It's a different way of thinking, a different way of making excuses, a different way of moving forward, a different way of taking action. If you tell the guy, listen, there's something, 5 grand, you need to do it. Okay, cool. And he carries on with it. They don't think about, they just think differently. Huh? It's a different mindset.
It's quite strange to talk to those guys. So where you would have so many zeros in your financial discussions, they'll always have 2 or 3 extra zeros behind that. And they'll speak about R1 million like it's 10 Rand, you know?
Yeah. So do you guys understand this sales funnel flow? This is how a sales funnel gets set up, and this is the concept that I want everyone to think about. There's a few main things that I want you guys to catch. Number one is the purpose of sales funnels to build credibility. Second one is, like Willie said, don't marry your client on the first date. The third part is, so Willie, I don't know if you want to elaborate on that again, but it's basically moving on a low ticket item, something for free or something of low value.
Yeah, it's what we call lead magnets. And this, if you go and Google lead magnets, say top 10 lead magnets, for every single business, there's really something that you can give away of really low value. And all you want to do is high intellectual value, low monetary value, where that person will exchange and maybe an email address or a telephone number in exchange for that a piece of information that's quite high value. And if you go think about it, there's for each and every single business, there is that little thing that you can give away. And that's really the start of this whole thing is you need to get people to give you that contact detail so that you can start nurturing them through the sales funnel.
Cool, Willie. Before we go on, there's 2 or 3 more things I want to mention about the sales funnel and how Amazon stuff works as well, and what the process is of moving someone through a sales funnel. Before we do that, guys, if you're not part of our Mastermind group yet, on the right-hand side, you'll see an option where you can join our Mastermind group. $7.50 once off. I mean, it's really dirt cheap, nothing. You have to be in It's a lot of it is about the digital space, how you scale your business, and all our courses and everything's about tech, how to use tech to scale your business, how to do Facebook ads, how to build your e-commerce store. So it's a lot tech related, although there's a lot of stuff going on. I mean, we've got quite a few employees under us between myself and Willie. So it's about managing your teams and that sort of stuff as well. The main purpose, though, is connecting digital entrepreneurs. So you have to be solutions orientated. We don't sit there and make excuses for why we are where we are. You're solutions orientated. Secondly, you're positive. Second and thirdly is you're supportive. It's all about supporting each other to be able to achieve bigger businesses, to grow, to see where we can collaborate, where we can package our businesses everyone together to form a bigger business, where we can do business together internally with each other, or recommend the guys to someone else. So you need to be support, you need to be proactive, future-minded, and you need to be able to be positive. You're not going to sit there taking excuses and talking about governments and all that sort of stuff. That's external factors, not internal factors. We can only control internal factors. You don't have control over someone else's emotions or action, including the government. You only have control over how someone else's emotions affects your emotional state. Don't let someone else affect your emotional state if they're not someone that's personal and close to you. And even those guys need to be limited. If you bring them in that close, it means they respect your emotional state and they're not going to do stuff that's going to influence your emotional state. Anyone else outside of your bubble, outside of your framework, shouldn't be allowed to affect your emotional state. You don't have control over their emotions or actions. Only how their actions affect your emotional state. So that is for the guys. If you want to join our Mastermind group, on the right-hand side, you'll see the offer. Just click on it, $7.50. Join the Mastermind group. Everything's automated, obviously. You'll get an email. There's a WhatsApp group that you can join. You'll get access to our courses, and Willie's automated all that stuff for us. So you'll get all the links. If you have any issues, then you can comment back to us. Willie, anything from your side? I want to mention just something about the automation on the sales funnels, and then we can do the prize giving.
Yeah, so I think we've given you guys quite a lot of information in terms of sales funnels. I guess the question is, where do you start now? And I would really suggest just go take a piece of paper, write it, or draw out the funnel, and just think about it. Maybe don't make it so complicated. Just maybe have 4 or 5 layers. Write them down, jot the price in there, and that's how you start. And if you feel like you want to use some tech to draw it out, I'm going to put a link in the chat box. It's called Funnelytics. That's where things get really technical, but it's a free program. You can go there, you can create an account for yourself, and then literally go draw out how you think the flow or the touch points will be with your client. And then, guys, just go and test it. Just try, and if you make a mistake and if you fail, don't see it as failure. Just see it as an opportunity to learn more about this whole environment and how to go forward and how to grow your business.
Yeah, definitely, Willie. I think we can leave it there. So I get excited about this stuff, and I sometimes give away too much information, which clouds your judgment and makes you feel overwhelmed. But there is a recording of this, so please go and watch the recording. If it's too much information, write down the stuff and then go and apply it. Very, very important that you apply the information that we give out here. I mean, this is the stuff that you learn here, the stuff that we're giving away here is there's not a lot of guys that's going to give out this information. This is highly like intellectual stuff that a lot of the digital companies keep for themselves. As you guys know, we are here to give value. We don't hold anything back. As you know, in the Mastermind group, we share everything as well. There's nothing we hold for ourselves. The only way we can learn together is to help other people to grow, and they will help us to grow. You can get the best advice from a beggar if you're prepared to listen. So you can get advice from anyone as long as you're prepared to listen. Okay. Cool, guys. So let's get going. What are we going to do? We actually haven't decided. We were trying to set up like a gamification thing where we can spin a wheel or something like that, but it didn't work out, so we couldn't get it to link through. So I don't know how we're going to do the prize giving. So it's Elizabeth from Angala's Hearts. So she's one of our newest sponsors that came on board. As Willie mentioned, if you want to get your business out there, want to get it in front of entrepreneurs, we run ads on our Facebook page about your business and all that sort of stuff as well. So if you're interested in that, let us know. Packages start about $5,000 upwards per month. So it's not a huge amount of money for that type of stuff. I mean, I spent $25,000 in the JP magazine to get 0 leads. You'll get more than
you couldn't measure it. You couldn't measure it, right?
Yeah. So, so we are going to give away the prize today. So I think, Willie, let's maybe ask a question. What do you think about that, Willie? Can we
go for it. Ask that question that we spoke about before. And
oh, yeah. So Elizabeth from Angala's Hearts is giving away this prize as one of her stuff about the sponsorship. We'll put you in touch with her to redeem your prize with her. So the place is Angala's Hearts. So here it comes, guys. First correct answer. Are you guys listening? First correct answer. What is the main attraction at Angala's Hearts or Cape Angalas? Why do people go there? Now I ask 2 questions.
Yeah, you asked these questions.
You need to be able to get to Cape Town as well, eh? So you need to be able in the time period. I think it's for the rest of the year that you can go. But we'll put you in touch with Elizabeth from Angala's Hearts, and then you can do most southern point. What is there? Tranquility. 2 oceans meet the lighthouse. There you go, Mike. The lighthouse is the main
attraction. Lighthouse is the main attraction.
Point. It's got the second oldest lighthouse, standing lighthouse in South Africa. And the lighthouse is the most southern building, I think, or something like that. That is one of the main people go to the lighthouse, and that's actually where Elizabeth gets a lot of her clients from. They go and see the lighthouse, and then it's like, we might as well spend the evening. And 2 oceans meet visibly. I've actually never been. I really want to go. That's why I was a bit jealous when we couldn't apply for the thing ourselves. What's the first one? It's Mike, eh? The lighthouse.
Mike, the first one is Mike.
So, birds. Yeah. So, Mike, just get in touch with myself and Willie, and we'll put you in touch with Elizabeth. And then you can go through. Another prize we want to give away as well is to Sonia. Sonia, myself, and Willie is going to give you 2 coaching sessions. We thought about how to do the prize, and we thought we can't really discriminate. It should be able to go to anyone, whether you're a member of the tribe or not, whether you're part of the mastermind or not. So, Sonia, we thought about giving the prize to you, because we feel you are our most committed supporter. You've joined every single business show. You're the first to comment on our Facebook post. You're always active. You're always encouraging. You're always supportive. You're always positive. So as a way to say thank you, we are going to give you 2 coaching sessions. So one with myself and one with Willie. Just to say thanks for support. We're not going to do it for everyone, so it would be cool if you follow that same routine, but we can't do it for everyone. Our time's just too limited. But Sonia, just to say thanks for all the support. Mark, George, all the other guys as well. It's been like a real honor to have you guys part of our group. The support, the positive feedback, everything has just been really amazing. Thanks for all the support, guys. Thanks for making the group as awesome as it is. And then for next week, we are going to talk to a really good friend of mine, Richard. Richard has got a big business. They do a couple of million. Can't really, I don't know if I'm allowed to discuss their financials. Really cool business, big business. And it's only him and a partner, and they've got 3 admin girls that work for them. So it's small business, doing the same turnover as companies with 20, 30, 40 staff members. And I'm always jealous because I phoned him at 9 o'clock in the morning. Where are you? Oh, I just quickly rocked up at the gym. And phoning 2 o'clock, where are you? No, just meeting up with a friend for coffee. It's like, dude, when do you actually work? Like, what do you do?
So he actually managed to achieve what he set out to do, is just make money and have time.
Make money, have time, have freedom. Travels internationally 3, 4, 5 times a year. Holidays. And when he goes on holiday, he goes on holiday for like a month and a half. So really cool guy, really inspiring entrepreneur. We're going to talk to him next week on the business show, the Ask Willie and Eugene business show. So please, guys, join us. Comment on our Facebook page, please. The more you comment, the higher Facebook rates our posts, which means we can reach more people. Otherwise than that, really awesome. We saw you at the gym. Yes, I was. So my gym also opened up. I've been kickboxing and MMA and all that sort of stuff since I was a teenager. And I recently joined Krav Maga because I'm getting old and the youngsters hurt me. Cool. Thanks for the time. We'll post all the links in the Mastermind group tomorrow morning. So anything that I missed out, I'll post the slides, my personal sales funnels that I use, I'll post in the Mastermind group as well. Maybe you can learn a bit from that. Otherwise, thanks for the support. Follow us, comment, be supportive, help those around you. That's all.
Cool. Thank you guys for thank you so much for making time to come and listen to us, and hopefully we can add some value to you. And if you learn something, share that knowledge with other guys as well. The more people we can reach, the
session.
That's it. Thank you guys. Have an awesome weekend.
Yeah, weekend. And the signature.
Cheers, guys. Keep well.
Chat soon. Cheers. Bye.